Hello everybody, Mannix here. Going to be doing a knife review on the CRKT Buku. This is a very exciting knife to me. It's very cool, it's very sleek and slick, but I also believe it's very functional, and you get a lot for your money. Right off the bat, let's get to the specs. The retail value on this is $69.99, which means you can get it for about $30 to $35, depending on where you look at most stores. Maybe $40 on the higher end, but that's still pretty good for what you're getting here. Blade length is 3.75 inches, handle length being 4.856 inches, making the overall length 8.313 inches. We have a weight, according to the website, it is 7.7 ounces. We have a stainless steel handle, 8CR13 MOV blade steel, two-tone satin finish on there, stonewash finish on the handle. We have a frame lock with an internal lock bar stabilizer. Tip up right hand carry only. It is a loop over clip. You can take it off. Lanyard hole, opening oval. I have kind of a rounded part of the spine right here. This part is not so much. I think it is slightly. Yeah, it's slightly rounded here, more rounded right here. IKBS ball bearing system. It's extremely smooth. Perfect lockup, no up and down, no side to side on mine. Yours might come with horizontal play, but you can easily adjust it out with a pivot screw. Presentation setup on this one, meaning the hardware side of the screws is on the side that your hand's more covering up. So they have the flush side right here, which is a nice little touch. Very shiny, beautiful kukri blade shape right there. This shape in general will turn a lot of people on, and it will turn a lot of people off. It's a more extreme design. However, it is a comfortable handle. We have some kind of rounded jimping right here, although it works okay. It's not that big of a deal though. There's a little indentation. You can put your index finger right there for this kind of slice cut, which is good for opening packages. This cut is extremely common with knives. I believe that is what's known as the slice. And this recurve on the kukri really helps with that cut in particular. Kukri blades are also very good for chops and slashes, if for whatever reason you were using this knife to do that. It's interesting. The knife's a little bit contradictory to me. I still really like it. I still really like the whole polish look it has, and the simplicity to it, the cleanliness to it. I love, love, love recurves and kukri blade shapes, but when I see a kukri, I'm thinking a more rougher outdoors, chopping knife. I'm not thinking a sleek, gentleman's pocket knife type thing, but either way, it's still okay. It's still a really cool, it's kind of a cool combo, I guess. I think that's the idea behind it. It's supposed to be, a more gentleman's, more classier looking, brutish knife in a way. So I think that's pretty cool. IKBS system makes it extremely smooth, and you have a very strong lockup right there. Look at that. Very, very smooth. I don't like the opening oval all that much. I mean, for this knife, that's kind of, other than a thumb stud, that's the only really option they had, unless they were to make unless they made the blade a lot wider. That's basically all they could do. And you have like a little slope right here, so it makes it a little bit easier for your thumb to get, so that's nice. Not a huge fan of it, but I do like the way it looks. And it does work. You can flick the knife open. Well, sometimes. You just got to give it a little bit of wrist flick, not because it's tight, but because it's difficult for your thumb to get a grip on it unless you shoot out more to the left. But even then, sometimes it gets caught. It's just not nearly as nice as a circle, but whatever. Carry's just nice. It's sleek and slick, so this knife will not tear up your pocket very much. Perfect, really beautiful pocket clip. That's about how much it's going to be poking out of your pocket, so it's covert. Extremely smooth, really nice lockup. It's a pleasure. It's a nice fondling blade. Comfortable. It's a somewhat more versatile design. The internal lock bar stabilizer prevents the bar from being over-traveled, which is the one downside that most frame locks have. Usually you'll see a lock bar stabilizer on the outside, but on this one you don't see one, but you just see a little screw right there. That's because it holds the lock bar stabilizer internally in there. So there is a stabilizer in here, you just can't see it, which is kind of I guess it's kind of a cool design there. I don't really mind either way. I like them both, but some people think the lock bar stabilizer is stupid in frame locks. They think, well, why don't you just not over-travel the lock bar? But the thing is, I mean, yeah, that's true. You can just use your brain to tell you to not allow the bar to go too far when you're closing the knife. But the thing is, why would you want a knife that you can break easily with your bare hands, When there is no lock bar stabilizer, even if your mind tells you to not push it too far, the problem is that you have the option to break your knife without any tools, and that's just kind of cheap to me. The fact that you could just push it with your bare fingers and just ruin your knife. Yeah, that's why I like, just put the $1 or $2, whatever it costs them to put the lock bar stabilizer on there, just put it on there. So I'm glad they did that. So for 35 bucks, if not cheaper than that, you get a lot for your money. It's very smooth, very strong lockup, really just cool looking knife in general. The HCR13 MOV, yeah, it'll dull on you eventually, but it gets extremely sharp. This comes razor sharp out of the box. It's easy to resharpen, so if they put anything even higher quality on this, easily the price would start to skyrocket a little bit, because there's a lot of attention to detail on this knife. We even have a cool, what I believe is probably aluminum or a steel backspacer right there, which has a different kind of finish on it. That's pretty awesome. Very beautiful fondling blade, and it is functional. Some people won't like the slickness to it, but I haven't had any issues, really. It's just a really sweet knife. It is very capable, even if it is slick anyway. I like it. For the money, I saw a picture of it. I saw like half of a review of it, and the guy didn't even like the knife that much, but I bought it because it was one of those love at first sight things, and I absolutely love it. So, if you like the way it looks, buy it. That's basically the review.